several major restaurant chains announced closures.
Some of our colleagues noticed there used to be lots of McDonald's locations nearby. Check out all those golden arches. But one by one, you can see most have disappeared.
In the last 180 days, over 1,500 restaurants have permanently closed across the U.S. That's more than 8 restaurants shutting down every single day. But these closures aren't just the result of poor management. What's happening now is a bigger problem, a combination of rising costs and changing habits that's changing how Americans eat and spend money. Eating out is no longer affordable for many. A meal at Applebee's might now cost as much as a full week of groceries once did. Many restaurants are stuck in the middle, too expensive for low-income families, but not fancy enough for the wealthy, who still go out to eat. This trend is now clearly visible as big restaurant chains are either shrinking or completely shutting down. Let's take a look at 20 major chains, each showing how this crisis is spreading. Denny's.
And Denny's, a popular place for so many people to have breakfast, is closing 150 restaurants in the next year or so. 50 will shut down by the end of this year, with another 100 diners set to go dark in 2020.
The once popular late-night diner is slowly disappearing. After already closing 88 locations in 2024, Denny's plans to shut down up to 90 more in 2025. Many of these are in small towns and highways where traffic and customers have disappeared. Denny's was once a comfort zone for working-class America. Now, it's just another victim of a changing economy. Cause MCs.
McDonald's is shutting down its Cosmix locations. The company launched the spinoff last year to target the afternoon snack crowd, hoping to compete with spots like Starbucks and Dutch Bros.
McDonald's launched Cause MCs, a futuristic brand focused on cool drinks and viral marketing. But by June 2025, it shut down completely. All 5 locations, the app, and loyalty programs were quietly closed without explanation. If even McDonald's can't make a new idea work, something deeper is wrong. TGI Friday.
And now we're learning another popular chain, TGI Fridays, is closing locations.
TGI Fridays has lost nearly 70% of its locations in just 1 year. From 270 restaurants, it's down to 85. After filing for bankruptcy, it started shutting down stores rapidly without trying to rebrand or revive. What's left is just a handful of outlets kept alive by struggling franchise owners. Domino's. Domino's is also downsizing. It's closing more than 200 stores in 2025, with 172 of those in Japan. The growth they saw during the pandemic has backfired. The CEO admitted they expanded too fast. The company posted a $22 million loss this year, their first in 20 years. Red Robin.
A popular restaurant chain is closing several locations by the end of this year. Red Robin's CEO announcing the company may close some 70 underperforming restaurants in the near future.
Red Robin is closing up to 70 restaurants, starting with 10 to 15 immediately. These are not new or trial stores. They've been around for years, but people aren't showing up like they used to, and rents are higher. Once famous for bottomless fries and loud birthday songs, now many Red Robin locations sit half empty on weekends. On the Border. On the Border is collapsing. It shut down 77 locations in May and June 2025 alone. The brand, once known for fajitas and margaritas, couldn't keep up with rising rent and low customer turnout. Bahama Breeze.
A popular restaurant in the Wolf Chase area has shut down. Signs on the door show Bahama Breeze is closed permanently.
In May 2025, Darden Restaurants, owners of Olive Garden, shut down 15 Bahama Breeze locations, cutting the chain by more than a third. CEO Ricardo Cardenas later said the brand is no longer a priority, and they may sell or rebrand the remaining 28 restaurants. Popeyes.
Popeye's Louisiana kitchen has been slapped with a lawsuit accusing the chain of using unsafe meat here in Ontario. The lawsuit was filed by ADP, a former raw chicken supplier.
Popeyes is dealing with something even worse than shutdowns, a major food safety scandal. A lawsuit claims that spoiled chicken was stored in garages and then sent to franchises in Ontario. The former supplier said Popeyes ignored safety concerns. While the company denies wrongdoing, several stores have already closed, and this controversy could seriously damage the brand's reputation. Jack in the Box.
The first round of closures, which is projected to be about 80 to 100 stores, will close by the end of this year, with a total of 200 locations closing in the next 18 months.
This fast food chain is closing between 150 and 200 restaurants, mainly old outlets that don't make money anymore. To cut losses, they're selling properties and even considering letting go of their Del Taco brand. Their sales are dropping and customer trust is slipping. Hooters.
Dozens of Hooters restaurants just shut down without warning. The chain filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection 2 months ago.
After going bankrupt earlier this year, around 30 Hooters locations suddenly closed across different states. Doors were locked, lights were off, and no one got a warning. Executives say it's part of a business plan, but in reality, they're selling off all their company-owned stores in a last effort to survive. MOD Pizza.
Employees at Mod Pizza in Clovis are now saying corporate shut the store without notice, and they say the timing is suspect.
Despite saying they were bouncing back, MOD Pizza has already closed 44 restaurants in 2025. One in Pennsylvania shut down overnight with just a handwritten closed sign. Closures have also happened in cities like Tulsa and Chicago. The main reasons: rising food and labor costs and fewer customers. IHOP.
Ben's IHOP of 34 years is closing.
IHOP is also suffering. Some locations in Kansas City stopped paying their workers. Staff members say they haven't been paid in over a month. Across the U.S., nearly 100 underperforming locations have closed quietly since 2022. It's a big red flag for the health of the middle class. Rubio's Coastal Grill.
Rubio's Fish Tacos is closing a third of its restaurants, including dozens right here in SoCal. The company is blaming the rising cost of doing business in the state.
Rubio's, famous for fish tacos in California, filed for bankruptcy in early June 2025. They'd already closed nearly 50 stores before that. High rents, wage increases, and operating costs left them with only 86 stores, down from 134. Planta. Planta was known for upscale vegan food and a celebrity following. But in mid-2025, it filed for bankruptcy, showing up to $50 million in debt and only $100,000 in assets. The business couldn't survive in cities with high rents and wages like Miami and West Hollywood. Most locations have shut down. Noodles and Company.
Some Tulsa restaurants are now out of business. Noodles and Company is closing their Tulsa locations. Last week, the restaurant announced it's closing more than 10% of its stores nationwide.
Noodles and Company is shrinking fast. They'll close up to 21 restaurants this year. With a bowl of pasta costing $14, fewer families can afford it. The CEO claims they're refocusing, but in reality, the company is trying to slow its decline. Smoky Bones.
Smoky Bones is the latest in a growing list of restaurant closures in the Valley View area in Roanoke. Over the past 18 months, TGI Fridays, Penn Station Subs, and Logan's Roadhouse have also shut their doors.
Smoky Bones is quietly disappearing. Once a promising BBQ brand with over 130 locations, it's now down to around 45. And half of those are being converted into Twin Peaks sports bars. This isn't growth, it's survival through rebranding. Pinstripes. This unique chain that mixed bowling, bocce, and Italian food is now exploring bankruptcy. They have $85 million in long-term debt and are losing sales fast. Their stock listing in New York was dropped, and the company now trades in less reliable markets. From a once growing brand, Pinstripes is now struggling to stay open. Seasons 52.
Seasons 52, an upscale restaurant chain, closed abruptly this weekend. No official announcement was made.
Another Darden brand, Seasons 52, closed 2 major locations in May 2025. one in Kansas City, and one in Sacramento. This brings their count down to 42. These were full-service upscale restaurants, not small test units. Even premium dining options are struggling. Friendly's.
News this morning, FIC Restaurants, the company that owns Friendly's, is filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Friendly's, a beloved diner brand in the Northeast, is fading away. Multiple locations have recently closed without warning, leaving customers confused and disappointed. Friendly's now has only about 100 stores left, and unless they turn things around, more closures are likely. Sticky Fingers Rib House.
Sticky Fingers on South Main Street closed over the weekend, and a sign on the door said it was a difficult decision. That sign also thanked guests for the support, memories, and moments shared.
A well-known BBQ chain in the South, Sticky Fingers quietly filed for bankruptcy in June. Once with a strong regional presence, it's now down to just 4 restaurants. The business has $10 million in debt and barely any assets. This wasn't a reset, it was a total financial collapse. What does all of this mean? These restaurant closures aren't just isolated events. It's a trend we're seeing across the entire industry. And here's the scariest part. If billion-dollar restaurant chains with strong branding can't survive, what hope do smaller, local restaurants have? Have you noticed places closing around you? What's replacing them? And what do you think the future of dining will look like? Let us know in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such informational videos.